Welcome to Scot Ferrell Show. Hope you're having an exceptional day. I know I did. Here's the lucky thing about being me. I live about 30, 40 minutes from my studio, this wonderful palace we do our show in. And it's through the mountains. And as a child, I loved the mountains. I grew up in the woods and the country anyway. And it gives me a chance to just get in my car, listen to the radio, and drive through the mountains to the studio. So for me, it's a great day every day. Hope your drive is just like mine. Probably not. I live in the greater Atlanta area. So if people are driving the other way, there's a lot of bam, 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 and a lot of physical expression to other people. But given that, at least you got 1 to 2 hours with me where we can sit and do some chill. And we can have some fun and we can forget about the rest of the world. Because the whole goal of this show is to emphasize the fact that life's a stage. Why not make your life into a rock star or make your life rock? It's the best thing you can do. I want to start the show off today with a little heaviness. Now, we're going to get lighter as it goes, so bear with me during this time segment. We're going to go a little heavy, and then we're going to get lighter as we go. Thought about my grandpa today. I'm riding through the woods, and I look over and I see field, corn, and that's how I grew up. I grew up out in a farming community in North Carolina. And my grandpa would take me out every planting season and we'd go plant. And my family owned about 300 acres at the time. And that's what my grandparents did for a living. And I would always say, Grandpa, why are we sowing the seed at this time? And he'd say, good question. And he'd get out this book about this thick called the Almanac. He had the Bible and the Almanac, and I think he looked at both about the same amount of time. The Almanac says, this is what we got to do, this is what's going to happen, and due to the charts of the past and the future, so to speak, this is what's going to take place. And I said, okay. Well, if I look at life and I look at behavior, and that's what I do is behavior, I have to look at the sowing and reaping of our society. Now, if you're familiar with the Bible, there is a law, sowing and reaping. Well, in a universal law, or from a physics standpoint, there's sowing and reaping. And if I look around the last week or two or 8 years of this president, I see a lot of issues that have cropped up that weren't necessarily there prior to his election. So what I wanted to do was look at certain topics and see how the sowing and the reaping worked out for our country. All right, so number one, let's look at CEOs. I'm looking at the CEO of our country, which would be our president, Barack Obama. Let's look at sowing and reaping. All right, what has he sown? Well, it was easy to tell coming into this that I don't know if his Social Security card's real. I don't know if he's foreign born. I don't know if he's a Muslim. I don't know the man personally, so I really can't speak on that. What I can speak on is what I've seen, and that's all I've got. And if what I've seen's true, he may be a foreign citizen and he may be a Muslim due to all the photos and everything that have come place. But I really have to go on what the man said. And within the last 2 years, it's anti-white, anti-Christian, anti-conservative, anti-anything. Basically what he's done, he's sown hatred here, and we've reaped hatred here. The guy apparently does not care about gun violence because he's from Chicago or was based in Chicago. It's got the highest level of murders anywhere in the United States. So those lives don't matter because they really can't help him politically. So what are we sowing here? If we have our top CEO of the country sowing hate and asking groups to hate each other and asking the rich to hate the poor and the poor to hate the rich and the white to hate the black and the tan to hate black and white, where are we going with this? And this is what we're sowed. So right now we've got cops being killed, citizens being killed, lives being threatened, almost total anarchy at some parts of this country. We've got interstates being shut down. Why? Because we're sowing hate, so we're reaping hate. Now let me get to number two, Hillary. I'm just taking these now because I got two presidential candidates. Hillary. What has she sown? Well, she was fired in 1974 from the Watergate Committee because she was a liar and she was corrupt. Okay, that's the Watergate Committee. I mean, let's be real here. Let's fast forward 40 years. What's her number one problem again? Dishonesty. That's not my opinion. If you listen to the head of FBI the other day, he put together a fairly concrete case for her being a liar. All right, number one, I don't want you in the highest position in my country if you're a liar. Look at CEOs. Would you want a pathological liar to run your $500 million company? Well, no. A lot of people would like to say that's probably there now, but that's not true. You can't handle a company like that and be a pathological liar. So why would we allow one of our political figures to do the same? Now let's get to Donald, because I want to be fair to both sides here. Look at Donald. Well, I have friends that do business with Donald, and they say he saw the earth and he tells you the truth. If Donald's the other swing, he's kind of like me. We're going to tell you the truth, whether it's good for us or not. We're going to say it. Now, is Donald pro-country? He says he is. Again, I've never met the man, but all of his actions would tell me he's great on defense, which we need. He's very, as far as physical part of our country, the economy is going to boom. And he tells the truth. For me, I got to have somebody that tells the truth. Now, let's look at the church currently. If we're looking at sowing and reaping, what are we sowing right now in our church? Well, we have the highest attendance of any time in the history. Well, we also have more people in this country. But what are they receiving from there? Well, let's look at evangelical stats from Barna. 66% of my parents' generation were evangelical Christian. 33% of my generation over 50 is. Current generation, 25 and under, 4%. Went from 66 to 4. So is what we're sowing into the church community right now really being effective or working? Or are we just filling pews to make people look good, along with a nice little concert, some smoke machines, and some ripped jeans and a tight jacket? I don't know. Well, let's look at schools. I spent a little over 24 years almost in the school system. Here's what I saw. I saw academics take backseat to social justice. What do I mean by that? I saw what was in the book not really matter, and what was in the book not necessarily be true. And then I saw gay agenda, black agenda, multicultural agenda, diversity agenda, every agenda there was but academics. You know, the 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic. I saw that disappear when I saw people getting handed grades that had not earned them. Now let's look at music. Right now, let's just look at hip hop. I don't really like hip hop, but I don't really like country music that much either. Hip hop, I listened to it on the way here because I have XM. It was profanity laced for the 30 minutes that I listened to it. And it was as derogatory as could be towards several genders. What are we doing here? We're sowing and then we're reaping. You can't sow something without reaping the benefits or the consequences. Life's not a void. Whatever we do, we will receive. Look at parenting. Again, number one problem I have associated with what I do when I go in and interview clients at a restaurant is child behavior. Well, pregnancy is on the rise for every race. Violence is on the rise. Drug use is on the rise. High school dropout on the rise. Again, we're looking at the church. What are we sowing at the church? We have the highest attendance rate in history of this country. Look what we're reaping. Okay, so let's look at schools again. And now let's church school parenting. Parenting, if you look out, if you and I were to go to a restaurant right now together, as soon as I finish the show, we would see kids screaming, hollering, parents not disciplining their children, parents talking grossly loud, parents playing with their iPhones. This is what we really see a family of 4 doing. We kind of look up, we kind of don't. And then we'll put them down for a minute, and then we'll scoop them right back up. Understand something. There are laws of the universe that are not going to change. And one of those laws is sowing and reaping. Whatever you give, you will receive. Whatever you sow into something, you will receive. Just like my grandpa taught me so many years ago. Son, if we sow this into the earth and our soil is rich, we will receive our crop. From what I'm seeing is, here in this country currently, we're allowing our CEO to sow hate, envy, fear. We're receiving hate, envy, fear in all of our people. Why else would we have people randomly going out and shooting cops? Cops aren't the enemy. Again, as I've told many times on this show and on the radio, I wasn't always on the good side of the law. I was a lawbreaker, as we would say. And I had total disdain for the human race, not just for police officers. But I understood if a police officer told me to do something, the best thing I could do was do it. Now, coming up throughout the show today, I've got a great fitness expert, Jonathan Loudermilk. He is the founder and CEO of 180 Sports Performance. If you want to get in shape, that's great. But if you've got a child or you yourself are a top shelf athlete, you're gonna want to see Jonathan. Also, what I want you to keep in mind is, and coming up, whatever you sow, you will reap. Coming up, I'm gonna talk about best days. How do you take everything that I have just told you, and how do you take a certain concept and turn it into the best time that you and your family have ever had? Go by my website, scotferrell.com, or send your questions to me, questions@scotferrell.com. I'll be right back.
Truck Month is back at your new Days Chevrolet in Jasper with savings up to $8,000 off MSRP. Right now, get a roomy new Chevy Equinox for just $23,200, or get Days max discount on a new Silverado Crew Cab, just $31,900, plus instant easy credit with Days Fast Track Credit Center. But these Truck Month savings won't last long. Get to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where Chevy cars and trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Switch and save at Schottenkirk Ford. Find quality pre-owned trucks under $20,000 and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Fords in the area. Switch today and shop our network of over 500 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll even deliver it to you. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with Schottenkirk Customer Care, which offers you extra protection for no extra charge. Make the switch to Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
Only Pizza Hut delivers 2 medium pizzas any way you want for just $6.99 each. Get any 2 freshly made pizzas with high quality, fresh ingredients and sauce made with California vine ripened tomatoes. Now get your favorite specialty recipes like Meat Lovers, Backyard Barbecue Chicken, or 5-pepper pepperoni. So you never have to compromise with any quality toppings, any crust, any specialty. Anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas, just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Ella J.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices,
friendly service, and delicious Mexican cuisine.
patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ella J.
Welcome back to the show. I am Scot Ferrell, your host. I will be doing the mailbag coming up. I want you to be part of that mailbag, and how do you do that? Well, you email me at questions at scotferrell.com. Let me spell that. Mom and Dad got a little creative on my name. It's SCOTFERRELL.com. Again, that's questions at scotferrell.com. Or if you like the text, it's 706-889-9700. We'll be getting to the questions, so get them coming in. We had some great ones yesterday. It was funny that I put my buddy on the spot, Roger Blankenship, and I started throwing questions at him that 8-year-olds ask about God. It's always fun to throw the theologians some questions that they don't always get in the pulpit. All right, I've said that we're going to take it heavy, and now we're going to go light, which we are. As we segue from sowing and reaping, I want to get to something called best days. I had the opportunity to be mentored by a gentleman named Bob Schenck several years back. Bob served on the board at Dallas Theological Seminary, multiple boards, Samaritan's Purse, and with Billy Graham Ministries. But the great thing was I got to spend so many months with him, learning from him, and hearing the trials and tribulation of what it means to be a man. But one of the concepts I was able to receive with being with him was something called best days. Now, you talk about sowing and reaping. Remember, whatever you sow, you will reap. And as Dr. Charles Stanley says, it's going to be, you're going to reap exactly what you sowed, and then more than you sowed. So keep that in mind as we discuss this. Best days. What's that mean? What's the best day? Man, we're going to have the best time. What is the key to a family vacation? What is the key to any time that you're able to spend with your spouse, with your mom and dad, with your kids, with your extended family? It's about having the best time that you ever could. Well, me, I'm 50-ish. I look back on times with my buddies, my grandparents, and I think, wow, that's one of the best times of my life. If I could go back and live those 2 hours or that one day or that 1 week at the beach with my grandparents, would I? Of course I would, if it was a perfect world. But the way we see life, we rush through life so much. Why don't we make more best days? Now, what is a best day? Let's say you and me, we decide to spend one day together. Well, what's that one day going to look like? Well, we're going to plan it. What is it that we really would want to do together? Let's say that I'm your son or daughter, and you want to do something special. And we're going to spend 8 hours together, and we want those 8 hours to impact the rest of our lives. And we want to look back over every single hour and go, wow. If I could do that again, I would do that every single day. And then after we are done with it, we still receive energy from it. Every time we're stuck in traffic, we're having a bad day, we've got something to do at home, one of our children are sick, we're able to say, wow, that was one of the best days of my life. That's a best day. So here's what we would do. Let's say that you're going to take your son or daughter out. Well, you ask them, if you could do anything for one day, what would it be? What do you want to do? What are 3 things that you and I could do together that would build a memory that's so powerful it could get us through anything? You write them down. Then you plan it out. It's always greatest if you'll go ahead and give yourself a couple weeks, at least, so you can make sure this plan's going to work, rain or shine. And so the day comes, and let's say you're with your daughter. And you take your daughter and you start the day. Well, there's some rules. One of the rules is, barring emergency, this little gadget in my hand, the phone, I realize it's GPS. Okay, so that's different. But if you don't need it for GPS, get rid of it. No emails, no phone calls unless it's a dire emergency or somebody's dying. No business. It's called a best day. And we don't see a lot of people on their dying deathbed doing business. They always talk about what they would have rather done in its place. So we start our day off, whatever it is, whatever we eat, wherever we go, whatever we do, it's the two of us. And it's all about smiles, hugs, love, memories, excitement. It's got to be something that gets that cool marker that we really want to pour into each other. And the great thing is, as a parent on the other side, whatever you sow, you will reap. And what are you going to reap out of this? Love and memories. That will last a lifetime. And the goal of this whole day, you've got that 8-hour time or that 12-hour time. It's nothing but fun and excitement, laughs, hugs. And at the end of the day, everybody's going to be tired, but everybody's going to have that inner joy that's almost indescribable when you spent that time with a parent that will truly last a lifetime. And then you want to take this phone for this reason, and you want to take photos throughout the day. And what you can do is you can make yourself a book, a scrapbook, a folder, whatever it is, and you start keeping track of all your best days. Again, we as adults, we have trying times sometimes. Sometimes we get sick, we have money issues, we have fears, we have doubts. It gets us through the hump. We go back and look at that book. All right, now look at your child. Your child, you've passed on, and they've still got that book, and they've got it up on the shelf, and your son or daughter's having a bad day. And they go over and grab that best day book, and they open it and start flipping through it. And man, I remember that, and I remember that, and oh man, when we did that. It's one of the greatest gifts, one, that you can have for your whole family while you're still here, but it's also one of the greatest things that you can do for your kids when you're no longer with them. It's a memory builder that can get them through the most tough, trying time of their lives. But what do you do to do a best day? You make a decision. You've got to slide work over. You've got to slide everything over. And you've got to want to do it. Now, once you do one best day, I promise you, I raised my hand here, I promise. Once you do one best day, you'll want to keep going. Now, the goal is 3 to 4 a year. Okay, I said 3 to 4 a year. I didn't say every week. Hey, man, we all got responsibilities. And we all got to work, and we got to get certain things done. That's true. But what's 3 or 4 days out of the year to spend the best day? Now, let's say you have 6 kids. Okay, now it's getting a little busy here. Let's say you have 1. Let's say you have 3. Doesn't matter. Go ahead, get out your calendar. I've got mine right here. And go ahead and plan best day. And then take the time to let your assistant know, whoever it is that takes care of your schedule, and get that scheduled. Let your spouse know. Some families like to do it, one parent with one kid, another parent with the other kid. Some families like to do their best days all together. I don't care. Just make sure you get the best day scheduled. Now remember, who can a best day be with? Well, it could be with your child, it could be with your parent, it could be with your spouse, it could be with your best friend. It could be with your business partner. Sometimes your business partner is your spouse and your best friend. The key is, it's about the memory, it's about the love, it's about the sharing, it's about the growing together as two people. My best days, if I had to look back, mine were with my grandparents. Now, they didn't call it best day, but my grandpa had a way of making sure that I had some of the best times of my life with him, and one of my best days. It's just sitting by a lake with a cane pole, and we're shotgunning Cokes and eating crackers. Well, why were we shotgunning Cokes? My grandpa taught me how to burp. I mean, there's an essential part of being a grandpa. You got to teach your grandkids how to really burp, not halfway burp. If you can't do half the alphabet, your grandparents haven't taught you how to burp. But you notice that was probably 1970. I still remember it. Like it was yesterday. I mean, I can still smell the bait, the fish, the crackers, what the Coke smelled like. See, that's the best day. I don't have a photo from that because the cameras back then weren't that great. And my grandpa would by no means take a camera fishing with us, really, seriously. But if you start today, and I want you to just sit at your desk if you're watching the show here, if you're in your car, and I want you to think, how can I develop a best day strategy or best day scenario? And what can I do to implement this strategy for my family? And if you've got kids and you really want to build a memory with them, go ahead and start on this best day concept now. Get out the calendar, or get out the calendar, whichever it is, and go ahead and set it aside. Now, does it matter if they're still with you at home or not? No. Our kids are all gone. But just because they're out of the house doesn't mean that they don't want to spend the whole day with you making lifetime memories that they can share, not only with their buddies and their family, but every single client, their children. I bore many people with the stories of my grandpa, but I'm still telling those stories. And my grandpa passed away in 1985. I still got all those stories. So don't misunderstand how important a best day is, because whatever you sow, you will reap. If you sow love, you will reap love. All right, coming up, don't forget, Jonathan Loudermilk is going to be stopping by. I'm going to keep Jonathan for the whole hour. Here's why. He's got an exceptional story that you've got to hear. He's a former D1 athlete, And now he trains top shelf athletes how to get what they want at the next level. Now, if you want to get in touch with me, it's questions@scotferrell.com, or if you want to text, it is 706-889-9700. Coming up, I'm going to hit the mailbag, I'm going to answer your questions, and we're going to make it fun, I promise you. Or head on by my website, scotferrell.com, and say hello. I'm Scot Ferrell, and I'll be right back.
Truck Month is back at your new Days Chevrolet in Jasper with savings up to $8,000 off MSRP. Right now, get a roomy new Chevy Equinox for just $23,200, or get Days max discount on a new Silverado Crew Cab, just $31,900, plus instant easy credit with Days Fast Track Credit Center. But these Truck Month savings won't last long. Get to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where Chevy cars and trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Switch and save at Shattenkirk Ford. Find quality pre-owned trucks under $20,000, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Fords in the area. Switch today and shop our network of over 500 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll even deliver it to you. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with Shattenkirk Customer Care, which offers you extra protection for no extra charge. Make the switch to Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
Only Pizza Hut delivers 2 medium pizzas any way you want for just $6.99 each. Get any 2 freshly made pizzas with high quality, fresh ingredients and sauce made with California vine ripened tomatoes. Now get your favorite specialty recipes like meat lovers, backyard barbecue chicken, or 5-pepper pepperoni. So you never have to compromise with any quality toppings, any crust, any specialty. Anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas, just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Welcome back, show. I am Scot Ferrell. Getting a lot of feedback from Best Days. Thank you so much. Let me give out that email one more time. If you want to be part of the mailbag or you just want to send us a comment, questions@scotferrell.com. Let me give you the text if you're more of a texting person, 706-889-9700. Now, my favorite part of the show is the mailbag, and we are there now. And I like answering questions for people because I know you want an answer, and I know if it's important enough for you to either email or text me, it's something that's got to get answered now. I got some rules for this. Number one, if you're going to send me a question, make sure it applies to more than one person, basically. If it just applies to you in your life, I'm not going to answer it on the air. I got to have something that affects more people. I do have quite a large listening audience, and I want to make sure it's beneficial to everyone. Two, please no nude photos. Yes, there is a reason I have to say that because I've received them. It's not that I don't like naked photos. I just appreciate not having naked photos unsolicitedly sent to me, if that's okay. All right, let me go ahead and jump into the mailbag. Who do we have? Sheila from Charlotte, North Carolina. Happens to be where I'm from, actually. Let's see what Sheila's got to say. All right, Sheila, what you got? I have an employee that shows up late every day, but once they get there, they do a great job. What should I do? Good question. Sounds like SEC football. I've got a player that likes to get drunk and get arrested. Oh, that's Georgia football currently. I'm sorry. But they come in and they're a star when they get there. Let's look at it this way. Is it good? Let's say you have a company of 20 people. Is it okay for this employee to disrespect your time and the other employee's time, even though they come and perform? What's the rift it's going to cause by them completely disobeying what you've set up as guidelines? What kind of company do you want? Let me go back over this again. Is it okay, just because they perform on the field, so to speak, for them to disobey or disregard rules that are set up for everyone else, and you make everyone else follow those rules? Let's say they don't perform. Let's say they're just a mediocre employee and they sort of get the job done, but they're nothing exceptional. Would we even be having this conversation? Here's my philosophy. If I, the boss, set up the rules, everyone's going to follow them. I was a high school coach for many years, and my mentors were in college and the pros. And that one rule of being on time was pretty standard. And my players can tell you right now what happened if they were late. I'm the same way in business. I own my own company, as you can see. If you're late for me, I'll just lock you out of the office. If you're late more than once, you're fired. I don't care how good you are. If you are going to disrespect me and disrespect every single person in our office, on top of that, you're not only disrespecting my company, you're disrespecting my clients. Because if you're late for something with me, how late are you going to be with my clients? So, Sheila, my goal would be to tell you, fire them on the spot as soon as you see them. That's direct, but it's effective. You can always go get someone to go the extra mile that likes to be on time. Sheila, thank you so much. And of course, Charlotte, I'm partial to because I'm from there. All right, let's get the next question. This will be Angie from Alpharetta, Georgia. Let's see. What age is it appropriate for a child to go to a rock and roll concert? In the womb. As you can tell, I might be a little biased toward this question. Let me tell you the proudest moment of my life. I took my stepson to a show. It was Styx, REO, and Ted Nugent. We get there. Okay, Uncle Ted's a little spicy with the language, but the music's amazing. He knew all the words to Ted Nugent songs, and he wasn't a real big REO fan, but to all the Styx songs, he knew all the words. And he's singing along with the group. Proud parent. You know you're a successful parent when your kid loves rock and roll. So is there a certain time to take? No. Expose our children to music as fast as we can. I love jazz, I love opera. I performed on stage. Now, metal's still one of my favorites. And no, my father did not listen to metal because at the time it had not even been invented yet. But the more we expose our kids to great music, the more they can love it too. And trust me, a lot of kids can still sing the tunes that were sung to them in their mama's womb. So it's never too soon to expose your kid to great music. Angie, thank you so much for sending me that question. Next, Sean, Augusta, Georgia, home of the Masters. What's the most important thing I can do on a first date? I'm sorry, I'm laughing, I'm sorry. I get asked this a lot. Well, I'm a smarty pants sometimes and say, show up. It's always good to show up on the first date. You could probably ask 20 of me, let's say 20 behavioral experts, and they're going to tell you 20 different things. Here's mine. And it's a rule that I used It's been a long time since I dated, but it's a rule I use with everything. Be nice. Here's what I mean. This is a job interview. I see dating's a job interview. They are interviewing you, and they're looking at your body of work and your resume, which is how you act, to see if they want to offer you a job, or they want to go on a second, third, fourth, fifth date, or if they want a long-term relationship with you. And when I say be nice, it's not only to your date. I mean, that's a given. Well, no, let me reel that back in, because I've talked to a lot of people that have had disastrous dates. Nice is not a given. But for you, you get there, and since I'm a guy, I'll use a guy. You're nice to your date. Well, who else is involved in that date if you go out to dinner? Well, you got the maitre d', the management, you got the busboy, you got the water boy, and you got the wait staff. You also have the guy that's going to park your car. We live in Atlanta, so we just take valet parking for granted. Are you nice to everybody? Because she can see and hear everything that you do. And everything that you do in front of her, she's going to notice. And she's going to file that away in that Rolodex of, do I want to hire this guy? Do I want to go on a second date with this guy? And could I stand one more moment with this guy? Now, you notice I didn't say try to impress her, talk about money. No. Be nice. Be nice. If you really like this girl, and now I can switch it, if you really like this guy, why wouldn't you want to be nice? Why wouldn't you want to be nice to the waitstaff? Don't you want to put your best foot forward? This is a job interview. When I approach dating like a job interview, I think it's that important, because a lot of times we'll go on a date and the girl or guy's a jerk, but they look good. And this is speaking from a guy especially. Oh yeah, she's looking good in all the right spots. Yeah, I think I could date her again. Wow. And then we end up having sex. Well, as we know, once we have sex and we've exchanged, I guess, particles, as we would say, we've stopped looking at who they really are. So sex will cover up a lot of sins. Rudeness, irritating, the fact she doesn't have a job or he doesn't have a job. They're loud. You've probably made a list of everything you don't like in a date. And as soon as we have sex with that person, all these go away. And they don't matter anymore. So why in the world am I already talking about sex on a first date? You can't have sex with people you didn't date. You can't marry people you didn't date. You can't date people you didn't date. So that first date, so many times, we go on a first date and we're thinking that they should be interviewing us, and it's the other way around. So the greatest thing that you can ever do for your first date or on a date is to be nice. Also keep in mind, let's say you're in sales. Okay, the date doesn't go well. Tell you what, but you were nice. Now you have still a prospective client, a prospective marketer. Hey, I went on a date with this guy and he does this. Wasn't my type, but man, he'd be great at what he does. You might want to give him a call. Don't ever forget, the whole world's watching you. And every single thing you do, as I say, life's a stage. Why not make it rock? If you're going to take the time to go on a date and go out in public and look all great and put your best foot forward, as most would say, just be nice. And that's just not for dating. You can do that everywhere. Now, we've got more texts coming in. We've got more questions coming in. Let me go ahead and let you know how to do that. Questions@scotferrell.com. Also, if you like to text, it's 706-889-9700. Now, while I'm on this, I've got a product I just made. It's a singles product, Dating Magic. Why don't I call it magic? I always think of Disney World when it comes to dating. You cross over that line and you feel the magic. It's the happiest place on earth. When you go on a date, a lot of times the first date is magical. First kiss, magic. First time you hold hands, first time a lot of stuff. But it feels magical. And there's nothing greater than the endorphin rush that you get from love. There's a reason why they say love's the best drug of all. I wrote the singles product based on you. What you gotta be, how you gotta be. Why it's so important to have a predetermined list before you go on that first date. Because once we get that magical first kiss, or we have that magical first sexual experience, all the deficits seem to go away, and we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that first date, that first encounter you have with that individual is what it is. It's a job interview for greater things. Don't ever let it be more magical than it's supposed to be. Keep it in perspective till you're ready to take the first or second or third step. Again, you can buy my website, scotferrell.com, ScotFerrell.com. It's Dating Magic, how to take being single and get it right so divorce is never a part of that equation. Again, my guest coming up later, the next hour, is Jonathan Loudermilk. Now, I'm going right back to the mailbag. I'm inundated with questions. I'm going to take the time to get to as many questions as I can. I'm Scot Ferrell. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll be right back.
Truck Month is back at your new Days Chevrolet in Jasper with savings up to $8,000 off MSRP. Right now, get a roomy new Chevy Equinox for just $23,200, or get Days max discount on a new Silverado Crew Cab, just $31,900, plus instant easy credit with Days Fast Track Credit Center. But these Truck Month savings won't last long. Get to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where Chevy cars and trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ella. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Switch and save at Shattenkirk Ford. Find quality pre-owned trucks under $20,000 and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Fords in the area. Switch today and shop our network of over 500 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll even deliver it to you. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with Shattenkirk Customer Care, which offers you extra protection for no extra charge. Make the switch to Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
Only Pizza Hut delivers 2 medium pizzas any way you want for just $6.99 each. Get any 2 freshly made pizzas with high quality, fresh ingredients and sauce made with California vine ripened tomatoes. Now get your favorite specialty recipes like meat lovers, backyard barbecue chicken, or 5-pepper pepperoni. So you never have to compromise with any quality toppings, any crust, any specialty. Anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas, just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Ella
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ella.
Hope you're having an excellent day like I did. I was talking earlier about my drive to work. Most people have a honk, 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 and the expressions they give to people out the windows. I get a nice little ride through the mountains. So envy me while you can. It's great. Jonathan Loudermilk has arrived. So in about 15 minutes, you'll have an opportunity to meet him, see what he can offer, not only you as a person, but if you've got kids in sports, you're going to want to hear his story for one, and everything that he can bring to the table to help your kid get better in any sport that they want to be in. Again, he is the CEO and founder of 180 Sports Performance. Now, let me get back to the mailbag. Again, I'm getting overpowered with questions here, but I want them to keep coming. Questions at scotferrell.com, SCOTFERRELL.com, or 706-8, I forgot my number, 889-9700 is our text line. Go ahead and get those questions in. Let me get back to the mailbag. All right, who we have? Jennifer from Albany, Georgia. Jennifer's question is, what's the best way to help my child with homework? For several parents, it's don't help at all. I think back at my mother. Sometimes I wonder if my mom was brain dead. Okay, again, I didn't have the greatest childhood, so yeah, I can say that on the air. But my mom was not the sharpest tool in the shed, and for mom to help me with my homework, put it this way, I took algebra when I was 11. So my academic progression was a little quicker than some kids. And I think mom stopped helping me when I was in the 2nd grade. But what's the best way you can help with your kids' homework? Actually keep a dialogue with the teacher. I spent over 20 years in the classroom. Am I very high on public education now? No, not at all. I think homeschooling, charter schools, and private school are probably the best way to go. But you're still learning, you're still teaching, and you still have to have a dialogue. There's no way that you can know everything that happens in that classroom. There's no way the teacher has the time to tell you everything that happens in that classroom. It's funny, I'll probably ask Jonathan a question about that too. We've both been in the classroom and we understand what it's like to have 150 kids per day. Then you have, if it's a 2-family household, that means you've got 300 parents, you got at least 200 parents that you got to deal with. So imagine you teach 6 to 7 hours that day. Now you've got another hour, 2 or 3 of emails. I know I used to get 100 to 200 emails a day. So not only am I busy 6 periods, that's 6 hours, and then I've got another 2 to 3 hours of emails, and that's 9 hours there, and I'm still not through everybody's email. Beginning of the year, make sure you understand the curriculum. Go by for parent night, open house, whatever you want to call it. Get that syllabus, see what's there. A lot of the books now are online, so you can go straight to the online book. The only problem is a lot of the websites for the counties, especially here in Georgia, don't work. And sometimes when you get to the book, I don't really agree with the way they're writing some of the books now, and mostly I'm talking about mathematics now. But stay in communication with the teacher. Yeah, we as teachers like concerned parents. Now, we didn't like overbearing parents and we didn't like helicopter parents, but we like concerned parents. If it's a legitimate issue with a homework assignment, email the teacher, let them know what's going on, and then go for it there. Now, let's say that it's not the teacher and it's not you, and the kid's got a legitimate problem with whatever the topic is. Just get a tutor. You can get a tutor list in any high school. They're actually on a lot of the websites. Go ahead and print it out. A lot of the high school teachers are tutors. If it's math, science, chemistry, physics, or biology, you can get you a great tutor, even if they're a smaller child. The high school teachers are normally great with little kids. So the best way you can help your kid with your homework, and let me review this again. If you know the subject matter, do it, but make sure they know how to do it too. But keep an open dialogue with the teacher, with the school. Go ahead and make sure you understand the materials, get a copy of the syllabus, and then if all else fails, get them a tutor. Grab me some water, getting a little coffee throat there. If you're just tuning in, I am Scot Ferrell. Go by and send us a question if you have one. Now remember the rules for questions. They must apply to more than one person, and no nude photos. Yes, we all like nude photos here, but we'd appreciate if we had the jurisdiction to ever get them ourselves. All right, next. What's the best way to break up with someone? That is Debbie in Queens, New York. So what's the best way to break it off with somebody? Well, you could call them and say, look, man, I don't want to date you more than hang up. Or you could do like I see now. You can tweet it. By the way, I don't like you anymore. And then you could air all the dirty laundry that you knew about them. And then you could take all the nude photos that you've taken of each other and post those. Saw that one last week. You can put it on Facebook, how grungy they are, and list that. You could take an ad out in the paper, saw that one. Oh, none of those work for you? Okay, great. Here's how you break up with somebody. Just be honest, man. If you don't want to date someone, here's the favor you're doing them. You're not the right one. Let them go ahead and stop dating you and go get the right one. It's that simple. Face-to-face works for the most part. Now, if they're a psychotic person, which we've seen a lot in the paper and on social media, you might want to do that with a text or a phone call. But if they're a normal human being, sit them down and say, look, man, it's not working out. That's cool. I was always appreciative if somebody sat down and took the time. Now, keep in mind, I'm the guy who was supposed to get married, and a week before my wedding, the girl called me on the phone and said, by the way, I can't marry you, and hung up. That's not the way to break off a marriage. So that's definitely not the way to stop dating. So, Debbie, I hope that helps. Honesty is the best policy, and if they're not completely psychotic, I do it in person. All right, next question. This is from Harold in, I can't read my heart, Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you, Harold. What you got? Wow, you and your wife has a little predicament. He and his wife have small children, and they've been invited to a wedding, and they want to know if they should take them. Did you see the first segment when I was talking about sowing and reaping? I have to, here, let me get this emotion out now. Weddings. Wow. It's always great if when people go to a wedding, they can actually hear the two people in the wedding say their vows, instead of all the screaming and hollering in the back or to the side or in the front. Nothing wrong with taking kids to weddings. Just make sure your kids don't act like a fool. Are you teaching your kids how to act prior to the wedding? Are you teaching your kids, normal, acceptable behavior at a social function? Now, if I was to look around a restaurant, let's say all of us here at the production studio today went out to lunch after the show, chances are we'd see some folks that wouldn't make the cut at a wedding or anywhere else for that matter. So, should you take your kids? Well, look on the RSVP. It may say no children. If it says no children, no. If it's family, everybody wants to see the kids. Everybody wants to see the baby. But if the baby's going to start to cry, get the baby out of the... Again, it's not about you. So get the child out of the church so the couple can actually enjoy their own wedding ceremony. It's that easy. So if the RSVP said no kids, don't bring them. All right, I'm running out of time. I need one more question here. James, Greensboro, North Carolina. Town rocks. That's where I went to college. My wife has constant constant bad breath. How do I tell her she got stinky breath? I added the stinky breath. Wow. That's a good one, man. How long have you been married? Let me ask that question. If you've just gotten married, you got a little soft there. So with the years comes a little more latitude. You can offer a breath, man. Here's what I do. Just sit her down and tell her. Be nice about it. It ain't like, she's gained a little weight and you walk in and go, baby, your butt really does look fat in those jeans. That's not the approach I would take here. And I wouldn't walk up and go, baby, wow. The kids down the block can smell that. No, that's not going to work either. Just tell her, look, man, chances are, and here's why I bring this up. There's a physical problem here, and there could be a physical problem that needs to be handled by a doctor. Bad breath ain't normal. And I'll have some doctors here from time to time that'll talk about this. It could be a digestive issue. It could be more than meets the eye. It could be more than just what she had for lunch. And if that's the case, you're going to want some type of intervention because you're going to want to see what's going on. It's just not, oh my gosh, her breath can melt the skin off my face, okay? That's not how this is going to work. But I know we feel that way, especially, excuse me, I used to do networking some, and we had this one individual, a sidebar here. But everybody talked to him like this. And he's always the close talker, so he grabs your hand, he pulls you close. It's never the guy that you want to talk to close, because he always had bad breath. And I noticed one time that there was 10 of us that had Tic Tacs, and that we would actually walk over and go, hey man, you want one? It really dampens the situation. So if you got a wife with bad breath, just tell her. It's that simple. Hey man, I'll give you props for actually writing in and asking me this question. And the fact you're from Greensboro makes you all right with me. I graduated from Greensboro College many years ago. Great place. All right, so James had the nerve to ask me a question that, he had the nerve knowing his wife won't know and she's not watching the show and I don't use last names. But if you've got any questions, especially entertaining ones like this, because if they make me laugh, they're making everybody else laugh. Questions at ScotFerrell.com, questions at ScotFerrell.com, or you can send us a text, 706-889-9700. Now, sit tight. My guest coming up, CEO and founder of 180 Sports Performance. If you have children and you want them to go to the next level, he's the guy you want to hear. Also, if you're 50-ish and you want to get back in shape, I'm going to ask Jonathan what it's going to take to let the guys like us, excuse me, look good once more time. Or go by my website, ScotFerrell.com. Again, Jonathan Loudermilk will be here next. I'm Scot Ferrell. Stick around. I'll be right back.